Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be showcasing two different ways to get somewhat of a combination of legacy and linear aim assist / settings. Now that the new aim assist and settings have been in Fortnite for a decent amount of time, most people know the strengths and the weaknesses of both options. Legacy gives you snap onto targets when you ADS and enables you to L2/LT spam, while linear allows you to pretty much play without aim acceleration, which most players prefer for close range fights, building, and editing. And there's kind of this running joke in the controller Fortnite community that's basically like, man, imagine if Fortnite allowed us to use the aim assist of Legacy and also having the smoothness while aiming / building / editing that you get with the new settings. Now, although I can't offer you exactly that, like I alluded to earlier, I can show you guys two sort of bootleg ways to get close to that combination of legacy and linear. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first option to get a combination of linear and legacy is something I've actually already talked about on this channel before, and it's an in-game setting called Foot Controller. I'm not going to go too in-depth about it in this video, but here are the quick basics. It's currently only available on PS4 or controller on PC, and to activate it, you go into your settings and turn Enable Foot Controller to on. Then you also have to find the settings Foot Controller Dead Zone and Foot Controller Max Throttle, and turn both of those numbers down to the lowest possible value, which should be 0.01. For some reason that nobody really knows, if you do this, the amount of aim acceleration you get while aiming will be drastically reduced, which again is probably the best aspect of playing with the new settings. Therefore, if you play on Legacy with Foot Controller enabled, you'll get the aim assist snap-on that's so important for a lot of medium to long range fights, while also not having to deal with a ton of aim acceleration like you normally would get if you played on Legacy. Now obviously, you're still gonna miss out on some other benefits of new settings, for example, the way more in-depth sensitivity customization options, but at the end of the day, I believe playing Legacy with Foot Controller enabled really does give you the best of both worlds when it comes to Legacy versus new. And just as an example of this, Sharp, who's definitely a top controller player, tweeted a few days ago, Foot Controller on, yes or no, and then followed that up about a day later with another tweet saying, never felt so good. Using Foot Controller makes my aim feel so much better and my edits. So there's an example of someone who tried it out and seems to be a really big fan of it so far. However, another negative of Foot Controller is that for some reason it isn't available if you play on Xbox. So this next bootleg linear and legacy combination is specifically for Xbox players, but sadly it only works if you use an Xbox Elite controller. A lot of people don't realize that the Xbox Elite controller has more customization options than just being able to use paddles. And one of the things that you can customize, which is what we're going to be interested in here, is the controller's quote-unquote sensitivity curve. And very quickly, the way you get there if you're on Xbox is by first pressing the Xbox logo button on your controller, going to System and then Settings, scrolling down to Ease of Access, clicking on Controller, then Button Mapping. From there, you'll see your Xbox Elite controller profiles, and then you can edit it by clicking the little pencil on top, and once you do that, you want to scroll over to right stick since that's the button that you're going to do all your aiming with, and you'll see a menu like this. And from this menu, you have a bunch of different sensitivity curve options, including delayed, aggressive, instant, and smooth. Now, the setting that seems to be most like linear, I actually saw on Twitter from a user named Brett. He tweeted out an image of this curve, which is instant and on the 7th tick out of 10, and he captioned the tweet by saying, if you play on an Elite controller, this setting basically gives you linear smoothness with Legacy aim assist. If you don't use Legacy because it feels clunky or your mechanics are bad, please try this. and I was a bit skeptical about if this would really make a noticeable change, so I hopped into creative mode and did some rough testing. The first clip I'll show you is me spinning around with the default curve, which is, as the name suggests, what everybody defaultly is set on. And as you can see, it's the regular aim acceleration. You start off really slow and then over time speed up to max sensitivity. So then I tried the curve I showed you, and there definitely is a noticeable difference. You can feel it right away, and you'll probably be able to tell just by seeing the clip. There's definitely still some aim acceleration, and maybe you could play around with it even further to make there be none, but it honestly feels more like linear than Legacy. So between foot controller and messing around with the Xbox Elite sensitivity curve, that should give an option to combine linear and Legacy for the majority of players. And now I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of this gameplay, which I got using the instant curve settings that I just showcased. It was really interesting to play with those settings, and I'll definitely consider using them going forward. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.